Oh, yeah. Well, everybody, right? Yeah, we just had a police helicopter flying about overhead just now. Don't know what they're looking for. Violators of the lockdown. Violators. Well, yeah, we haven't been up here. We're up in the studio again, but we haven't been. Didn't do one for the past week or two, because I've been busy with stuff like work, a lot of online freelance work and things like that. So there hasn't been an awful lot of work in the studio. But we've got a playlist lined up anyway. What we're going to play. So I reckon the next week or two we'll start to just do another live session, really. Live session. Yeah. So we had a police helicopter over here a few minutes ago. Been there for ages and ages and ages. Don't know what they're looking for. The last time we had the old Bill flying about a helicopter was some idiot down the dockside shooting fake guns or whatever it is from the balcony, apartment balcony. But yeah, so things are alright, not too bad. Just thought I'd add a few little thoughts today on one or two little things. Let's try this out. 1, 2. This is the first time, a couple of weeks actually. Yeah, not too bad. Yeah, I was just thinking about this whole thing that's going on around. Still pretty quiet about everywhere. Yeah, pretty quiet. Funny enough, I don't even mind that actually. The so-called lockdown. I'll go as far as to say, well, I didn't mind it. I mean, you've still got it. You know, apart from one or two little things that are easing off a bit. And to be honest with you, from the start, I didn't mind it. Even if you look at the first video from the 23rd of March, I was saying it was quite surreal and quite takes you back to the 1970s when things were more peaceful, less rat racy, no aircraft flying about the skies all over the place. Excuse my French, I'm trying to avoid it. Fewer cars. Now, of course, it's picking up a bit now. A lot fewer cars. Obviously, everybody knows it's the same right the way across the world. Everywhere's the bloody same. But to be honest with you, like I said before, pre-lockdown, I was living a very similar sort of, quite simple, sort of more minimalist kind of life than maybe a lot of people. Mm. I'm not a rat racy kind of person. I'm not the sort of person that likes to flit from A to B, from one event to another, like a little social butterfly. A little Mr. Know-all wants to be, seen and heard everywhere. I don't mind doing a few of these little videos, alright, chuck them up. And there's a good storage medium. Saves hard drives, hard space if someone likes it, it's good. It's nice to share your views, nice to share your opinions. It's always good. YouTube's a good medium for that. Pretty good. If you could bear their checkered privacy issues, but there you go. Well, that's the same across the board. That's the same across the internet. That's the same everywhere else. We're all tracked. We're all traced. All our names and addresses are all stored somewhere. We're easily found, easily located. It's hard to get off grid. And then you hear these things talking about tracking apps, which we've known about for weeks and weeks ago. About they're trying to bring in tracking apps and tracing apps, and all the conspiracy theorists, they think, oh, this is one big conspiracy. The Illuminati, the government of 500 or whatever, the committee of 500 or whatever, the parallel government, blah 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 blah. As the Chinese released this into the air, and blah 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 blah. Well, some people might say, well, blah 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 blah. Maybe the British government and the United States government and the Chinese government all colluded together, the Illuminati and the Committee of 500 or whatever, and decided, well, hey, guess what? Let's just invent this little thing here, this little virus, leak it out everywhere, whatever it is, or pretend it is, and turn it into one big hoax, and have their secret staff in hospitals, whatever it is, and secret hospitals, where you never ever get to see these patients because they're all sort of donned on with gear and to make it look they're on ventilators, and expand this whole thing to be big hoax, and all this sort of thing, and that the final aim is the lockdown of society and the tracking and tracing of everyone wherever they go, via injections and via tracking apps and all sorts of other things that they're ramming down our throats, and via the jingoist media. Third rate that it is. BBC, ITN, they're all jingoist entertainment channels which I wouldn't give tuppence for. But most of it's rubbish on there, and it's late as well. A lot of the information that you actually get from mainstream media is probably about 2 or 3 weeks behind, if not a month, when it comes to academic stuff. So if anyone wants to know about this whatever it is, this thing that's whatever, this virus, whatever, then a good idea is probably some sort of academic sources, maybe. Going to the source, the academic source, to see what the lowdown is, And so, personally, I don't bother with the mainstream media. I haven't been watching like the mainstream channels for a good 2 to 3 weeks. Well, some people might look at this thing, so I haven't looked at it for years. Well, yes, we've all got to start somewhere, and so I don't even watch the mainstream because it's old news, it's sensationalist, it's scaremongering, it's jingoistic, and it's third rate. And the information that they give a lot of it's outdated, and it's very confusing, and it's probably designed to confuse. So if you want the lowdown, just go to the source. That's my idea. Anyway, that's my idea. That's what I do. Yeah, so you're going to get all sorts of things. So, but I say I was kind of in lockdown anyway, but well, sort of semi-isolated anyway. I mean, it depends on every individual person. So if I'm not a social butterfly, I'm not glued to my phone or glued to this or glued to that, and flitting about from A to B like a social butterfly, hopping from one hobnobbing event to another, then to me it's relatively easy. It's like playing the didgeridoo. I was going to do this video in front of a fire in the backyard. We can hear Buster, the dog next door. He's a rowdy old wolf, but he is friendly though. If you go up to him, he'll just go down his front paws and start licking Silly, really, but nice. Bit of dry ditching. Yeah, so that got it off my chest. I find the old didge helps a lot, actually. Yeah, it calms your old nerves. That's the 3 didges I use actually when I go out doing live busking. Now, of course, I don't know when I'm going to be going out busking yet. I don't know. Don't know when I'm going out next. Because when I have gone out for a walk down the town early morning and that, and or even sometimes mid-morning occasionally, just to pick something up for the pharmacy. There's not always many people about. There's not a lot of foot traffic. The shops are all shuttered up still, and there's very few people. In fact, there's more people in Gillingham than there is in Chatham. I mean, I went down to Chatham the other day, it was more or less half dead, completely. And at Gillingham is a little bit more lively, even under the lockdown. Even throughout the lockdown, it was a little bit more lively. But nevertheless, the foot traffic is still quite low. And wearing a mask or some sort of face covering, yeah, which is recommended if you're in which I think is a good idea if you're in a crowded shop or public transport. It's useful because it stops it coming out more. It won't stop you catching it, whatever, but it will stop from going out so far, so you're catching it in your mask. So that's a good idea. I mean, the Asians and the Southeast Asians, they've been doing that for years. It's part of their culture. It's only over here that we just throw our arms in the air and hello, let's have herd immunity. Everyone just get infected. Everything will be fine. And these so-called government advisors, the government advisors are sort of guided by science, are probably on the Tory payroll, and blah 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 blah, so on and so forth. All guided by science, but not really much by common sense. But anyway, yeah. But they can't even make up their minds whether masks are any good or not, and blah 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 blah. Or whatever this or whatever that, and they can't make up this. They can't make up their mind whether herd immunity is a good thing or herd immunity is a bad thing, and should we be doing this or should we be doing that, and throwing our arms in the air and waving the white flag and everything and blah blah. Typical. Instead of knuckling down and getting on with it, sorting it out proactively. Well, the numbers are going down, and that's thanks to the gudgeon of the lockdown, the blunt tool. So which is useful. Personally, I mean, as far as busking's concerned, this could be in for a bit of a long time, not getting out on the street. It could be a fair while, because the footfall isn't there, and Who can you trust? Can you trust the government to say it's okay? Can you trust the conspiracy theorist who says it's all 5G and it's all fake? Who could you trust? So I think the only thing you can do is just trust your own instinct. Just do what you have to do. Just do what you have to do. If I don't feel safe doing it, I won't do it. If I feel safe enough, my gut instincts, then I'll do it. It's as simple as that. And in the meantime, we'll just carry on working. I mean, I'm lucky I can work from home. So I'm okay in that respect. So, you've had a few easing of restrictions, I notice, on who can gather and who can't gather, blah, 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 blah. And going over the lines there to do some jogging this morning and some exercises, whatever, blah, 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 blah. I noticed that the old park run and the old Medway Fit, some of the people that I used to go on a run with have started gathering in small groups and running around in small groups and hanging about and hanging out in small groups. Which, some people might say, yeah, fair enough, they're free to do it, let them get on with it. Fair enough. But if you look at the guidelines, the government guidelines say no more than 2 people really gathering. One from your household and or one other person outside your household. But there was about 10 or 15 people all gathered in a little circle. I was thinking, well, I just went on the website after to check the government website. I thought, some people are a bit eager. Or maybe they just don't give a shit. Or maybe they just don't believe it. And maybe they think it's just all a hoax. And it'll all go away on its own. And so society seems to be quite divided. And society seems to be, or in the UK, seems to be very divided. And you've got some people who believe the hoaxes, and the other ones believe the government guidelines. Some people are in between. I'm kind of an open book. I don't trust politicians. I don't trust the government. I don't trust the way they've acted so far. So I don't trust the government, and I don't trust the nutheads and conspiracy theorists that blame 5G. I don't trust them either. Nor the you've got your far left and you've got your rights and your lefts, and it's all divided. Anyway, so you'll get like people like are against lockdown, like anarchists, libertarians, and leftists and fake leftists. They all think, oh no, we're anti-lockdown. We're not going for the anti-lockdown, no matter what. We're not lockdown because we're anti-government. Full stop. So well, there you go. But you notice that they still think there's a threat. And a lot of those people they still wear masks. And they still keep their little distance of 2 metres apart. Do you notice? They're the ones that shout about like, oh, I'm anti-lockdown, mate. No, fucking government. F and Jeff the government. But when you see them gathering together, no, they do keep a distance apart. Or they do wear a mask. So they are aware that, maybe there is something in it. It isn't just a hoax or a conspiracy theorist. Or something like that. All sorts of little jibs and jabs. But anyway, and then things like people have been, I've done some consultancy work and things. They ask, like, do you think that people have become kinder and things like that during the lockdown? And like, from my opinion, from my view, what I've seen, it's a mixed bag, really. I think if given the chance, people would jump back to where they were before. And sometimes I get asked, well, do you think that things have changed for good, forever? Like, that it's never going to be the same again? Well, maybe for some people, yeah. But there's an awful lot of people out there that can't wait. They're itchy to get back on those planes and flit about from A to B. Just like they did before, they spread this crap about the world. So it's a mixed bag. So I think, there may be some people who are learning some things, learn how to wash their hands better, or recycle better, and be a bit more easy on the environment, and maybe walk instead of driving about, wear your public transport. There are people who are aware, and in general, like, people have been following guidance. So in general, that's they've been following the guidelines. So, so, but other than that, everything's been okay here with me at the moment. Everything's been fine. Not too bad at all, really. Pretty good. I mean, I like the quieter life myself. I'm not really a fan of this rat race. Do you think, really honestly think, that the pre-lockdown era was a normal era for people? When they talk about the pre-lockdown era as normal, do you really think that that was, excuse my French again, effing normal? Do you really think that's normal? The old normal? Was that really normal? You know, your whole swarms of people just milling and, you know, just swarming around the world, made to be, making the world a tiny place. And it's easier to, as I said, for the stuff to community spreads. The whole thing, the whole technological thing, the whole iPhone thing, the whole blah 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 thing, the whole rat race, the whole mental illness, the mental illness in society, the amount of hours that people have to work. That in the 60s they promised us a life of leisure. Technology will give us a life of leisure, more hours. That's a joke. It's a whole joke. So you make it. I think a good idea. I think is to think about it carefully and become a little bit more, maybe spiritual, more thoughtful about things, and more aware of your surroundings and how fragile I suppose we really are. Anyway, waffle on and over. That's it. So I'm just gonna finish off with this little one, I think. Okay. I don't really call that a day, a little short one. And get back to get back to the synths, maybe in a week or two. And yeah, sounds alright to me. So have a good day anyway. Talk to you later. See you soon.